Hello, this is Take 5 with Dr. Gary O'Neill, where we encourage you to take 5 minutes every day to review your Greek grammar so that you'll be able to use it for a lifetime. Today we're continuing to look at our second aorist verbs, so let me read our verse here and then let's talk about it. Tauta epon Jesus exelthen sun tois methetais autou, peran tu kemaru tu kedron, hapu ein kepos, eis han eis elthen autas ka hoi metheta autou. So to translate this, we begin with a participle, and this is actually an aorist participle. This is the aorist of lego. You remember lego means I speak, I say. So this is telling us, this is setting the time frame for when the next events are going to happen. So after saying these things, tauta, these things, after saying these things, Jesus, exelthen, Jesus went out, or Jesus departed, sun tois methetais autou, with the disciples of him, or with his disciples, peran tu kemaru tu kedron, to the other side of the brook of Kedron. So to the other side of the brook Kedron, hapu ein kepos, where there was a garden, or where a garden was. Where there was a garden, eis han exelthen autas, into which he himself entered, ka hoi metheta autou, and the disciples of him, and his disciples. Okay, so I pointed out that epon is an aorist participle. We haven't studied participles yet, so we'll not talk anymore about it. But exelthen is a second aorist. The present active indicative is from erkomai. Okay, notice that stem changing from erkomai to elthen. So erkomai is going to be consistent when you have these compound verbs and different prepositions are put on the front of them in order to make different verbs. The stem part of this is going to be the same. So erkomai, elthen, and so that elthen is the part that shows us that this is a second aorist. So we have, remember how these are formed. We have the exelthen, the comes from ek, out of, and then the erkomai. So you join those together. The kappa changes into, because remember how the preposition will change into a xi when it comes followed by the vowel sound. So that's all that has happened here. Ex erkomai, or ek erkomai becomes ex erkomai, and so you see the same thing with the aorist verb here. Okay, so you've got the stem change, and then you have the connecting vowel, and then the ending personal tense. Okay, so that should be pretty straightforward, and you should be able to see. So that's a third person singular. Jesus departed, or Jesus went out. Okay, very similar here. Notice the eis elthen here at the end. It comes from that same root erkomai, right? But this time, instead of the ek on the front of it, we have the preposition eis erkomai. And so those two are very similar. We've got the elthen here, the second aorist, showing that stem change, and otherwise everything else is very similar there. So you should be able to pick those out pretty easily. All right, remember the second aorist shows, it has the tense, the stem change comes in there to show the tense. And so remember that, be looking out for that. All right. Okay, that's it for today. We will see you next time on Take 5.